You're listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which provides bite-sized tips for busy parents, educators, and anyone working with kids. These real talk conversations focus on mindful living, mental health, and personal growth, helping all to learn, grow, and inspire with mindfulness in mind. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping folks live life with peace of mind and ease of heart while not losing their, well, you know, here we go. Hey, and welcome back to the Consult a Counselor series. In this series, I answer parenting-related questions so that you can be present and at ease with your child and live life mindfully. Today's question is, Thanksgiving is coming up and my kid is the pickiest eater. How do I get my kid to eat so that I won't be judged by my extended family? Well, my friend, if we look up the job description for extended family, I'm pretty sure that a main goal includes judging family. Just kidding, not really, mostly, but you know how it is. Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. And when it comes to family, sometimes we just can't expect what's going to happen. And the fact is that you won't be able to change your kid in a week so that they're ready to impress your family. I mean, you can have conversations about using manners and about not acting over the top, but changing their eating habits in a week, probably not possible. So first, here are 5 tips to help mealtime on a regular basis, and then I'll speak specifically to Thanksgiving. The first one is eat meals at a table with limited distractions. This helps put the mindset that it's time to eat, and they're going to be more likely to eat if they're not watching Cartoon Network. So put the phones away, that's for the adults as well as the kids, and take the time to talk as a family. Taking the time to establish this tradition when your kids are young will help your family dynamic and the relationships within your family when they're older. The second is lead by example. If you have a dish or a food group that you're not crazy about, don't make it a thing in front of your kid. So, for example, I don't do most seafood. And when my family's eating calamari, which honestly makes me want to barf, I'll still put some on my son's plate and I'll say, "Isn't it delicious?" And I make it more about him than at all about me. So that way you are eating what you're eating without making it a thing that you're not eating the food group that you want them to eat. The third tip is to keep trying. One day, our kids want to be a teacher when they grow up, and the next day, they want to be a superhero. And the same is true when it comes to food. My kid was a legit vegetarian, like zero meat products until he was 5 years old. One day he was 5 and his friends were eating hot dogs. And instead of saying, "Oh, my kid doesn't eat that, let me get him something else," I just offered one to him. And not only did he eat one hot dog, but he ate two. And that was the end of his vegetarian stint. So keep offering various foods often, and they may surprise you one day. And the fourth tip is to put a cap on mealtime, meaning that don't have your kids sit at the table for hours until they finish. That's just going to make them really despise meal times, period. Once the family is finished eating, then everyone is done. This keep their tears to a minimum and your frustration to a minimum too. And the fifth tip, which, by the way, unpopular opinion, and some of you may disagree with me, and that's okay. My fifth tip is don't make 10 different meals for dinner. That first limits the foods that your kid is willing to try because they'll know that you're going to provide them with a complete different menu. And more importantly, it puts more unnecessary stress on you. Obviously, they need to eat, so have the dinner include something that they'll definitely eat. But I personally don't get down with this whole adult menu versus kids menu because you already have enough to do. And being a chef at a restaurant may not be it. And by the way, for more tips on exploring your relationship with food and your kids' relationship with food, I invite you to check out episode 98, where I had Naomi Jerez, who's a food and health coach, and we delved a lot into this topic. And here it is. My main tip for Thanksgiving is one, listen to your child and trust them when they say they're full or not full. That goes for everything. And two, if your child really won't eat any of the dishes that are going to be provided wherever you're going, then bring a side dish that again can serve as your child's main dish so that at least they have something to eat. Easy peasy. And if your family has something to say, it's up to you if you're going to pick that battle or if you're just going to let it go, make sure your child eats something, and then change the topic. Hope this helped. If you think it could help another mom or dad friend, be sure to share it with them and subscribe to my podcast so that you don't miss the next one. If you have any questions for the Consult a Counselor series, you can always email me at podcast@freetobemindful.com or DM me on Instagram at Counselor V de Jesus. And remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Thanks so much and catch you next time.